Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have a brand new pick a card reading for you guys today, and today we are doing your Lionsgate reading for the 8/8 portal, August 8th. So exciting. So in case you are not familiar with what the Lionsgate is, the Lionsgate is a yearly event that happens every August 8th, 8/8. Eights, of course, being symbolic of the infinity symbol, and it is considered the galactic new year. So this is basically a wonderful time to set intentions and to shift our energy into a positive, focused mindset so we can really get on the right foot going into this galactic new year and really kind of set the tone for a new and better direction in our lives. Now, of course, if your energy is a little off, it's not going to ruin things. It's not going to be the end of the world or anything like that. You do not have to be, Miss Little Ray of Sunshine, toxic positivity or anything like that. It's okay to be real. It's okay if your life is kind of falling apart and a mess during the Lionsgate. It is not going to ruin anything. Because at the same time, I just want to remind you guys that there are many, many times that we have an opportunity for a reset and a brand new start throughout the year. That the galactic new year of Lionsgate is not the only opportunity. And in case you're wondering what those other opportunities are, first of all, we have the beginning of the year that we all basically celebrate every year, that, probably the one that you first learn about as a little kid, which is simply January 1st, of course, being New Year's. So that's usually a time people are setting New Year's resolutions and, getting their things aligned and in order for starting a brand new year coming out of the holidays. So that one, of course, everyone knows about. The second one is during the spring equinox, because that is considered the astrological new year. So right now we're dealing with the galactic new year, but there's also the astrological new year. And that typically takes place around the spring equinox because we are coming out of Pisces season during that time, which closes out winter, and we're entering springtime, and Aries season is always what ushers in springtime. And Aries is basically the first astrological sign within the zodiac. It's pretty much the one that sets the chart, is what it comes down to. So that's the second time that we have a great time for a new year. The third time is personal for everybody. It's different for everybody. It looks a little bit different for everyone, because the third time you have an opportunity to have a brand new year is when it's your birthday. That's your solar return. That's another astrological event. It's more personal than just the equinox, the spring equinox. So it's personal to you, depending on when your birthday is. But basically, your solar return is when the sun returns to the same spot in the sky that it was on the day you were born. So that's another great time to basically set new intentions and, kind of get your energy situated in a way that you're going to like to kind of usher in the next new year, the next new phase of your life is what it comes down to. And of course, our fourth time for new beginnings throughout the year is what we're going to dive into right here and right now, which is the Lionsgate portal for August 8th. So that is, of course, what our intentions have been set upon in this particular reading. This reading is going to be what you need to know the most to make the most of the Lionsgate portal on August 8th for you guys, in order to help you have the best and most amazing galactic new year that you can possibly have. But like I said, even if it doesn't seem like it's all that great, don't worry about it, because there are so many times throughout the year you can start new and start fresh. And even if it isn't on any of those chosen days that I already mentioned, it's okay. You can pick to do that anytime during the year. And as long as your intentions are pure and aligned with the universe, you'll be fine. You'll be totally okay. Now, just a little bit more on the Lionsgate specifically. The Lionsgate is a portal. So considering this is an energetic situation that we're dealing with, it is its most potent. It is at its highest potency on August 8th. However, it has been open longer than just August 8th. The Lionsgate portal actually opened up on July 26th. So it's been open since July 26th. And it'll still be open after August 8th. It officially closes on August 12th. So even if you're not doing anything special necessarily for Lionsgate on August 8th, it's not a big deal. You still have a few days. You can still do something special if there is something in particular you want to do ceremonially or spiritually. For Lionsgate, you still have time all the way until August 12th. So yeah, that portal is open that entire time. It's just at its highest and strongest on the 8th. So anyways, let's dive into this. Enough of explaining all the different like New Year's and things you can do and ways it all goes. I just wanted to let you guys know, in case you didn't know, because you never know. Someone could be coming across this video and they know absolutely nothing about the Lionsgate or astrological New Year's or any of those kinds of things. So that's just 411 and a little bit of information for those who may not have already known. If you already did know that, awesome, fantastic, then that's probably just extra confirmation for you. So anyways, I'm going to introduce our 3 piles here for you guys in just a minute. Before I do, I just wanted to ask you to please give this video a thumbs up. That really helps me out a lot. It helps get this video seen out there in the YouTube algorithm. Leave me a comment down below. Don't be shy. Feel free to say hi. I would love to have a conversation with you guys anytime. If you are a brand new person to my channel, I invite you to go ahead and subscribe and to hit that notification bell so that way then you know every time a brand new reading is uploaded and posted to my channel or any other new updates that you may want to be interested in. So I invite you to go ahead and do that. And to my returning subscribers, hi, it's good to see you. Welcome back. I appreciate you so much. I am so incredibly thankful for you. So that's just kind of all the, channel 411, I guess you could say, before we jump into this. And of course, if I resonate with you guys as a reader, you are more than welcome to hop on over to my website, shadowandshine.com, and you can book a reading with me right on over there. And that's, a great way to do that. Because I would love to assist you guys and help you out on more of a personal one-on-one level on your journey. And having my website available for that is a fantastic way to go about doing that. So if you're interested in a personal reading, head on over to my website. There are lots of options there, so go ahead and choose the one that stands out to you the most. Anyways, as for our piles, like I said, we have 3 different options available today. And we have 3 different aura quartz kind of crystals. All 3 of these I got at the Garden of the Gods in right here in Colorado. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Garden of the Gods, but if you're not, it's just a really cool outdoor kind of place. They have all kinds of, rocks and formations and mountains, and there's climbing, and there's like a little museum kind of area, which is where I got these aura quartz crystals from. They have crystals in there too and everything, so it's really great for like all things nature. So anyways, let's get into it. So pile number 1, our first aura crystal. This one always kind of reminds me of a little berry, because it's got like the pink up here and then the green down here, like if it was just like plucked out of the ground or something. So it kind of reminds me of like a little berry of some kind that was just plucked out of the ground, but it's like a pink and green kind of combination crystal. Very cute. So this one is pile 1. pile 2 is more, it kind of reminds me more of like a sunset or sunrise kind of a crystal, because we have the very light pink here at the bottom, and we have more of like an orange color on this side. So it looks kind of more like sunset or sunrisey to me for pile number 2. And pile number 3, we have another like pinky kind of crystal like this one, but there is purple on the top of it instead, as opposed to the green combination. So this one is a pink and purple kind of aura. So those are our 3 different choices. I thought aura was kind of like a fun choice for a Lionsgate reading, and I thought that these 3, of course, made the most sense together, all, of course, coming from the same place, being Garden of the Gods. So go ahead and pick your pile, whether you are choosing by crystal, by number, or just by what intuitively you are guided to. You are welcome to pick as many piles as you want, whether it's 1, 2, or all 3. And we are going to go ahead and dive in and get started here with pile number 1. Hi, pile 1. If you chose the pink crystal with the green bottom aura quartz that reminds me of a berry, then this is going to be the reading for you to find out what you need to know the most at this time to make the most of your Lionsgate 2023. All right, let's put this little guy over here. And we are going to start off with your Awake Inner Wisdom Oracle cards. So I felt like these were very fitting for a Lionsgate reading because there has been so much awakening that has been going on, especially within the past 3 years. So I figured these made sense. So let's see what you guys got. You have Flow, Unalone, Hello Void, and Integration. All right, I am already picking up on a lot of really good information here with these 4 cards as it is. So we're going to get into Hello Void first. So the Void. The Void is all about the unknown, is what it comes down to. It's all about the unseen. It's all about what we haven't experienced yet in life. It's just, the unknown is what it comes down to. And the unknown, for most human beings, it's terrifying. It's a very scary place. Think about it. Think about back when you were a child and it was the first day of school, and maybe you were starting school at a brand new school. Maybe either you just moved or you went into a new grade where it was like, oh, you're not in elementary school anymore, but now you're in middle school or whatever it is. But it's like a new school. It's like a new experience. And even though there could be a lot of good things that come from that, obviously furthering your education and meeting other kids and making friends and getting involved with extracurricular activities and stuff like that, it's still scary at the same time because you don't know what to expect. You don't know if you're going to like your teachers. You don't know if you're going to do well in your classes. You don't know if the other kids are going to like you. There's just a lot of unknowns. But most of the time, the unknown isn't as scary as we think it is. We have a way of catastrophizing and overthinking and just convincing ourselves that it's going to be way worse than it actually is and it actually has to be. So I feel like this card is reminding you guys, if you feel like you're in a place where you're heading into the unknown, and maybe you're setting a lot of intentions right now around this Lionsgate, and there's a lot of unknowns beyond this Lionsgate, and you're like, I don't know how this is going to go. Maybe you're starting a new job, or you're maybe it's not even that you're starting a new job. Maybe you are starting to work for yourself and start your own business. Maybe you've begun a new relationship. Maybe you've moved to a new location. Whatever it is that's going on that seems to be unknown and scary, it doesn't have to be scary. So just remember that. Just because it's unknown doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It could be a very good thing. And I feel like I have a little bit of an indication here as to what that may be in regards to. So I think it's very interesting. We have alone and integration. I feel like these two kind of go hand in hand together here. So alone. It doesn't say alone, it says unalone. So I feel like leading up to the Lionsgate, that your life pre-August 8th, you've probably felt like the lone wolf is what it comes down to. Whether it has been done purposefully or accidentally, I feel like you've probably spent just like a lot of time alone. A lot of isolation is what it comes down to. Now, like I said, some of this could have been by choice. Maybe you just felt overwhelmed and you felt stressed out from being around other people. Especially if you're an empathetic person, it's easy to feel drained from the energy of others, and maybe you have purposely chosen to distance yourself from others to not be drained. Maybe you've purposely done it because you don't want to be hurt by others and you're trying to protect yourself. There could be a numerous amounts of reasons. This could also be something that wasn't chosen for you, or that you didn't choose for yourself. It could have been something that was chosen for you without your consent. Like when we went into the pandemic 3 years ago, a lot of people were isolated at that time because no one could leave their house, no one could go out and enjoy life and everything. Everyone had to stay at home. So there was a lot of isolation that came with that. Or maybe you work a job where you're not really around other people. Maybe you work from home or something. And don't get me wrong, working from home is great. I work from home. But it can also be very isolating because you're not around other people. You're just around yourself and generally whoever lives with you in your home. And that's even if you spend a lot of time with those people or not. So, like I said, whether it's been on purpose or on accident, I feel like you have definitely been spending a lot of time on your own. And I feel like this Lionsgate is kind of giving you that nudge to stop doing that. It's time to get out there and connect with other people and to socialize. It is time to unalone yourself and integrate yourself back into society, back around people, back around other human beings. And don't get me wrong, I get it. Human beings can be really crappy. I'm not saying that they're not. They definitely can be, but you shouldn't let a few shitty people steal from you the joy of connection, the joy of relationship, the joy of being around others, because there are good people out there. And there are people out there who are going to understand you, who are going to love you, who are going to receive you exactly as you are. There are people out there who are going to be aligned with you and who are going to be like-hearted, like you. So those are your people, and they are out there, but you're not going to find them by putting up walls and staying at home and not reaching out and not talking to anybody. So I feel like Spirit is nudging you, like it's time to get out there. It's time to reconnect, whether this is, with friendships or in romantic situations or a combination of both. I feel like, Spirit is definitely nudging you to do that. Human beings were not built to be isolated or to be alone. We are built for community. We are built to be there for one another. And unfortunately, we live in a society that has pretty much trained us to be super hyper independent and to only have to depend on ourselves and to never ask for help. Because if you ask for help, that's like being weak or something like that. But that's not how it's supposed to be. So we're supposed to be integrated integrated in community with others in a healthy way, not obviously a codependent way, but in a healthy way. So I feel like that's what this is reminding you of here, you guys. And, you know, if you're wondering, like, how do I do that? You know, maybe that's the fear of the unknown here. Maybe the fear of the unknown is stepping out there and reconnecting with others and socializing, especially if maybe you're more introverted than extroverted. This is the key to do it. Go with the flow. Go with the flow. Don't force it. Allow it to come to you. And, you know, if maybe you come across someone and, you know, they're coming to you, but maybe you're not really feeling the vibe, that's okay. Go with the flow. Let them loose. Let them loose. Someone else will come along who you're going to click with, and you're going to be like, oh yeah, like I know this person. This person must be soul family because they're out there. They are 1000% out there. So go with the flow. I know, way easier said than done. I get it, you guys. Way easier said than done. But yeah, there you go. All right, we also have some messages here from the Palladium Wisdom Oracle as well. I have these here for you guys too. Lionsgate is typically connected to the Lyrans, and I do not have Lyran Oracle cards, but I do have Palladian ones. So either way, it's a starseed thing. I figured maybe the Lyrans are not going to help us here, but the Palladians can. So that's what we're rolling with. So the first card we have is Purpose. Remember, to achieve your purpose, you must simply remember who you are. So sometimes when we are isolated and when we are alone, when we spend a lot of time by ourselves, sometimes, yeah, we can find clarity and we can find purpose. I'm not saying that we can't, but if we spend too much time alone, we can kind of forget who we are. Part of learning who we are comes in through connection and comes in through relationship. Just like we are wounded through relationship, we can be healed through relationship. So while I am totally in agreement and I fully support those who say like, oh, you know, you need to spend time alone by yourself before you enter in a relationship. And I do agree there is a time and a place for that. I don't feel like people should be living there and that should be like your entire life. Eventually you have to get back out there and you have to reconnect in the world. And once again, it is through new relationships, through healthy relationships, that you can find some healing. Then we have manifestation choice. Make appropriate choices in every moment to manifest the world you wish to see. So this is like the theme of Lionsgate, basically. Lionsgate is a time of manifestation. It is a time to set intentions. It is a time to get aligned with your desires, with what you do want, not with what you don't want, so you can manifest it. So definitely, Spirit is saying, yeah, use the Lionsgate right now to manifest what you want, you know. Speak up, you know, don't be shy about it. Don't play it small. If you play it small, you're going to get it all. Play it large, play it big. Relationships, jealousy. You never have a reason to jealous. jealous. So interesting. We've been talking about relationships a lot here. And then this random jealousy card comes through. So maybe jealousy was, you know, jealousy is, of course, a more negative emotion than a positive one. So maybe jealousy was a part of the reason why your isolation happened. Whether it had been because you were jealous of someone else or someone else was jealous of you. But seems like jealousy was definitely one of the reasons here why this isolation happened. So it's definitely time to release that and let go of that. If it was you, and if it's someone else who is jealous of you, then, you know, don't allow, like, their problem to get in the way of what's going on with you. You know, not your monkeys, not your circus, okay? Not your monkeys, not your circus. And we have healing emotions. When you are feeling emotional, follow your thoughts to see what your emotions are showing you. Very interesting. So our emotions usually do take shape in our thought life. There's usually a chain reaction of how things happen. It starts with our thoughts. Our thoughts affect our emotions and our mood. That's usually the thing that we wind up speaking out loud and becomes our voice, and that usually follows suit in our actions, and then our actions become, our life. Basically, it creates the life around us. So it all starts with the mind. It all starts with what we're thinking. So, are you having stinking thinking? Like, what's going on there? Have you ever noticed that you can literally think yourself into a bad mood? I've never heard of anyone overthink themselves into a happy place. So if you're overthinking, stop doing that. It's time to, I feel like, release a lot of the overthinking. There could be a lot of overthinking when it comes to relationships, when it comes to the connections in your life. And, it's time to start getting into a healthier emotional place to allow that healing to come. So I feel like the Lionsgate is definitely an opportunity for you guys to find a lot of healing in your relational life, which is a beautiful thing. And finally, you guys, I do have one last card here for you. And this is actually from the Pegasus Oracle. I pulled a Pegasus Oracle card for each group. And I'm going to go ahead and read the excerpt from the Pegasus Oracle book as to what Pegasus you got, so we can learn from the Pegasus that you guys got for your Lionsgate reading. And you guys got the Pegasus of Polaris. So see, just looking at the card alone and seeing the title, it might be kind of hard to tell, what is the Pegasus of Polaris all about? This Pegasus does seem to be flying towards some light, which is very cool. But let's find out exactly what the Pegasus of Polaris is all about. So this is number 26. If the number 26 means anything to you, maybe that is of significance or some kind of confirmation. Okay, so here's what the book says about the Pegasus of Polaris. Pegasus of Polaris is the North Star. Oh, see, well, there was a connection there to that star after all. The infallible shining light or shining point of orientation for the soul. Connection with Pegasus of Polaris gently yet powerfully realigns your soul, helping you stay true to your authentic path, protecting you from disturbance, and empowering you to experience the delight of sacred fulfillment, which can only come from connection with your highest purpose. Keep faith in your star, in those dreams, hopes, and desires that are powerful enough to motivate you to heal and evolve. This is a message of finding direction and a clear path emerging. False promises and inauthentic ways cannot sustain the soul and are revealed for what they are. That's so interesting, you guys, because we do have this healing card here, which it mentions healing. And I have more to say on that North Star point in a minute. If you have been seeking clarity around your purpose, this is a sign that the universe is answering you within your heart. If certain people, situations, or groups leave you feeling confused about yourself or your truths, or distract you from your commitment to your heart's fulfillment, you may want to self-impose a period of sanctuary to regain your center. From a position of strength and clarity, you will know who can and cannot travel with you further. This is not a question of love. It is a question of vibrational renaissance. Pegasus of Polaris also brings the blessing of an opportunity that will enhance your path. and help you step more fully into your divine destiny. Be brave, and when something or someone touches your heart, honor it fully and receive. And then there's a little affirmation that is written down after that, and it says, Pegasus of the true guiding star of my soul, I invoke the enlightened wisdom that can assist me in all ways to fulfill my divine destiny with... What was that? Sorry, you guys. Okay, it's like I'm filming this literally at like 1 o'clock in the morning and a text message came in. Not a good time for to be interrupted when I'm trying to read this this little affirmation. Let me start the affirmation over just because I want to have the energy right for you guys to really receive this affirmation from the Pegasus of Polaris. Pegasus of the true guiding star of my soul, I invoke the enlightened wisdom that can assist me in all ways to fulfill my divine destiny with joy, abundance, peace, creativity, and freedom in service to the spiritual liberation of all beings. Well, that is definitely super cool. A very positive message there from the Pegasus of Polaris. I love that North Star definition that they describe here. And I love how they talk about, where was it up here? And I love how they talk about how it is not a question of love, it is a question of vibrational renaissance. So I feel like that's a reminder to you guys that the people who come into your life, the connections that come into your life, those relationships, they are going to be of vibrational renaissance for you guys. If it doesn't fit, let it go. Just let it flow right on out of there. But these will be connections that are definitely going to flow for you guys for sure. And to follow your North Star, that's beautiful. I don't know if you guys are familiar, astrologically speaking, kind of like the North Star, I guess you could say astrologically, is the North Node. And the North Node is like your North Star. It's like the direction in your life that you're growing into, like these dreams that are going to be coming true and everything. So that's definitely really cool. So follow your North Star, follow your dreams. This is a time to set those intentions to make them happen. And don't be afraid to include other people into that dream, because the right people, they're going to understand. They're going to be your biggest cheerleaders, and you are going to be loved and supported and safe and encouraged. So this is basically what I have for you guys for your Lionsgate 8/8 portal message, your pick a card reading for this year, for 2023. If the message did not flow, of course, just let it go. But if it did resonate, now you definitely know. Anyways, you guys, once again, like I said at the beginning of this video, before even launching into your reading specifically, before you head on out, I would just ask you guys to please give this video a big thumbs up. It definitely helps me out a lot in terms of being seen here on YouTube. Drop me a comment down below. Say hi. If you haven't subscribed already, this is a wonderful time to go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you guys know about all the readings that come up and come on out on this channel. You will be up to date on every update as they roll on out. And of course, to my returning subscribers, I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for supporting me, because that definitely means a lot to me. I would not be here doing this if it weren't for you guys. So definitely, I appreciate you so incredibly much. And once again, if I resonate with you guys as a reader, if you are interested in booking your own personal reading, I would be more than thrilled to help you on your journey on a more personal one-on-one type of basis. So feel free to head on over to my website, shadowandshine.com, and you can order your very own reading over there. There are lots of different choices, lots of different options over there. So, if you're on a budget, don't worry, there's something there for you. But if you really want to deep dive and get into the nitty-gritty and have like a super long session with a lot of information, there's those options too. So, and there's everything in between. So head on over there if you are interested in your own personal reading. Otherwise, you guys, I hope you have a very blessed and very beautiful Lionsgate on August 8th. I'm going to go spend Lionsgate actually watching the Barbie movie because I haven't seen it yet and I really want to see it before it leaves the theaters. So that's my plans for Lionsgate. I hope you guys have a great Lionsgate too. I am sending you lots of hugs and much love. Keep sparkling. Hi, Pile 2. If you chose this pink and orangey Aura Quartz crystal from Garden of the Gods, then this is going to be the reading for you for Lionsgate 2023 and what you need to know to make the best of it. All right. I'm going to lay our little crystal friend there. And we're going to get started here with your oracle cards. The first oracle cards we're going to be looking at is from the Awake Inner Wisdom oracle cards. And I felt like these were very fitting for this reading because, especially within the past 3 years, a lot of people have been awakening lately. And the Lionsgate is for sure like a awakening time, I guess you could say. It just has awake vibes, right? So let's go ahead and put down your cards and see what you guys got. Heal and shine. We got some crystals on there. Perfect. Healing crystals. Maybe it's a time to go get some more crystals. All right. Release and accept. Oh, easier said than done, that's for sure. But still very powerful. Divine Matrix, and Sparkling Synchronicity. Ooh, okay, you guys. So, we got a lot of stuff going on here to kick things off. I'm going to start here with release and accept because it's going to be very hard to move forward with anything that you want to going into the Lionsgate if we're not releasing the old baggage beforehand. And this is probably the most challenging card out of the 4 that you guys got so far here. So I feel like going into the Lionsgate, previously before August 8th, you guys have probably been through a lot. I mean, a lot of people have been through a lot lately, but you guys have definitely been through some painful experiences. Whether it is in your personal life, maybe it was a breakup either with a friend or a romantic partner, maybe it was a loss in the family, maybe it's arguments with the family, maybe you've had to go no contact with certain family members, so there could be all kinds of numerous scenarios here when it comes to that. It could be in your professional life. It could be in your career. Maybe someone backstabbed you and hurt you on the job. Maybe someone wrongfully let you go. Maybe someone hasn't been paying you your worth, paying you your value based on time and finances and all that kind of stuff. So once again, all kinds of things I feel like could be going on here where you have definitely been hurt, where you've been betrayed, where you've been mistreated, that you have definitely deserved better in a lot of situations. And, I'm not saying like you should accept those things like, oh, la-di-da, whatever, it's okay, like you can hurt me, you can abuse me, there's nothing wrong with that. It's not so much acceptance of that, but it's acceptance of what happened. and you cannot change the past. You cannot control the actions of others, is what it comes down to. The only thing that you can control is yourself and how you react and how you choose to move forward from here in the aftermath of how you were wronged. And the only way you can do that is to release not the fact that the situation happened, but you have to release the pain of that. Because holding on to that pain, holding on to that bitterness, holding on to that unforgiveness, holding on to all of that stuff is just going to wind up poisoning you. It's not going to poison the person who did the wrongdoing towards you, but it'll poison you. And that's the last thing that you want. You don't need more hurt. So probably the best thing that you guys can do to kind of start off Lionsgate for you moving forward from here on out is to release all the bad stuff, release all the negativity, release all of that. And sometimes the person who hurt you, maybe it wasn't even external. Maybe it wasn't another person. Maybe it wasn't an external situation or circumstance. Maybe it was yourself. Maybe you have to forgive yourself. Maybe the villain in your own story is you. And you telling yourself things like, you're not smart enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not good enough, you're not this enough, you're not that enough. There's so many reasons that we can down talk ourselves. And there's so many ways that we can be the worst enemy to ourselves. So even if it's not external, maybe it's an internal situation where you have to release some of your own mental garbage that you've put yourself through. So, like I said, we're going into the Lionsgate here. It's a galactic new year. It is a time for a fresh new start. You don't want to be carrying baggage into a new start. It's kind of like, and I don't like using this example because I've had 2 done in my lifetime and they're not fun. It's like a spiritual root canal. You got to dig all that gunk up and out of there, drill it all out, pull out all the nasty gunk first before you can stuff the medicine in and heal it, is what it comes down to. So you don't want to take any of that nasty gunk into this time of new beginning. So I feel like that's very much so what this is here for. And that's where the heal and shine card comes in. Like, obviously there's healing that needs to come from that, but the beautiful thing is you guys get to shine from that. And it's funny because that's kind of very similar to my brand name. My brand name is Shadow and Shine, you guys. And in case you didn't know what the meaning is behind it, it kind of has a double meaning. On the surface level, Shadow is also one of my chihuahuas. So I came up with the name long before Tinkerbell came into my life. So there's Shadow for Shadow, my dog, and Shine because I do like all things, glittery and sparkly and that kind of thing. So that's kind of like the surface level meaning of it. But then if you get deeper, the deeper part of it is the fact that we all go through shadowy, dark, difficult times in our life. But it is through those challenges, it is through the adversaries, it is through these shadows that we can shine, that we get to be the ones to sparkle, that we get to be the ones who get to be all glittery. We can be our own Edward Cullens, basically, and sparkle in the sunshine. We get to be those pretty, shiny crystals here, Like, we get to be this. We get to be all shiny and pretty and sparkly. So yeah, like, that's us. Be that sparkly, shiny crystal. And at the end of the day, like, that's what makes a good story. No one is inspired by stories where someone is just handed everything and they just have like a wonderful life. People get inspired by the stories where someone struggled, where someone had obstacles to overcome. And it sucks in life that there are obstacles to overcome. But like I said, that's where people get inspired, because the reality is that's unfortunately what we deal with the most. So yeah, you guys have this beautiful opportunity to shadow and shine, heal and shine. And the divine matrix, I feel like this is just kind of a reminder of how complicated life is. I mean, look at this card. This card alone looks very complicated. We have all these lines and shapes and zigzagged kind of motions and everything, and they're all going in different directions, and yet they're all connected at the same time. And that's life. It can be chaotic, and it can be twirly, and we may not know where we're going sometimes, and it may feel like a roller coaster ride, but at the same time, everything is connected. And it's important to remember that even if you don't know exactly how it's all connected, it's a good reminder to remember that it is, and that it is divine. Then we have sparkling synchronicity. So this is funny. We have sparkling and we have shine. Sparkling and shining here. So I feel like we have a theme here reminding you guys to sparkle and shine. Sparkle and shine. Let yourself just glow, in your healing. And I feel like part of that is vulnerability. Like when we're in the process of healing, sometimes we have to get really vulnerable, and that could be getting vulnerable with yourself and just admitting to yourself some of the things that you have been through and some of the obstacles that you've overcome. Or it could be getting vulnerable with other people and sharing your experiences. I promise you guys that there is somebody out there who needs to hear your story. There is someone out there who needs to know what you've been through and how you got through it and how you got to the other side, because that person most likely is where you used to be, and they could probably use a little bit of encouragement and inspiration from someone who's already been there and walked that path. Even if it's just one person, I promise you there's someone out there who needs the inspiration of your story. So it's a good time to get vulnerable. Like I said, that can be scary. It can be scary sharing what you've been through, but that's what impacts people the most. And I mean, take myself, for example. I don't share my story here on my channel all the time. I do in situations when it's fitting and when it's appropriate in a reading, but if it is fitting and it is appropriate in that moment, I will share. There's a lot of times I've talked about the twin flame journey here on my channel. And when I have talked about my twin flame journey, I have been vulnerable and I have shared bits and pieces of my own personal experience on that journey. And I don't do that to toot my own horn. I don't do that because I feel like I'm a know-it-all or anything like that, because I will be the first to admit that I feel like I know nothing most of the time. However, I share because, number one, I mean, it's healing for me. It's healing for me just in the act of sharing. And number two, if my story and sharing it can help uplift one person, even if it's only one person, it doesn't have to be meant for everybody. But if it helps only one person, then that's okay. Then I was meant to share that experience. So yeah, it's important to share pieces of our journey. And there are so many other things I could share even beyond, my twin flame journey. There was when my dad died when I was 13, and when I was homeless in LA, and so, many, many, many other stories. But the point is don't be shy in sharing those experiences. Sparkle, shine. Synchronicity. I feel like the synchronicity here is also reminding you guys to be on the lookout for synchronicity. 8/8, Lionsgate, August 8th. That's a synchronicity in itself because it's the 8s. So you guys could be seeing a lot of the 8s maybe for Lionsgate. Or maybe it's 11/11. Or maybe it's some other synchronicity. Maybe it's music. Maybe there's a certain song that comes on that reminds you of a specific person or a specific time, a specific situation in your life. It could be a lot of different things. Maybe it's a weather phenomenon. Lately I've been seeing rainbows a lot. So, rainbows to me is kind of like a synchronicity. It's a positive synchronicity for me. So yeah, like pay attention to those synchronicities, because the synchronicity goes hand in hand in what's happening in the matrix here, because it is all connected. So very cool stuff. Let me get into your Palladian oracle cards. Typically, the Lionsgate is connected to the Lyrans, but I do not have Lyran oracle cards, so we're going to go with the Palladians. Either way, it's a starseed thing. We'll see what you guys got. Evolution. Amisha diet? I do not know what that is. Maybe one of you know what it is. I don't know. Change your diet to lighten your frequency to help create a better and more peaceful world. Interesting. Well, number one, evolution here in general. Lionsgate, of course, is a time, it is an opportunity to evolve. It's a time to evolve into the next level of where you want to take things in your life. This card, of course, is specifically referencing diet and food. So, I feel like with that card coming through, it could be referencing that maybe there's someone here who does want to work on their nutrition, on their health, on their fitness. If you've been feeling that maybe you need to change your diet and maybe you need to make things a little bit more healthier, maybe start eating more like leafy greens and things like that. It could be calling you into doing something like that. I'm not saying that you're like living off of a McDonald's diet or anything like that. It could even be like a very small change. Maybe it could even be about drinking more water, becoming more hydrated or something. But I feel like whoever this card is for, you're going to know what that food diet situation is in reference to. And we have relationship conflict. Always be open to the viewpoints of others to lessen or eliminate conflict. Okay, so this card is reminding you guys to basically be open. That's not saying that you're not allowed to have your own convictions, that you're not allowed to know what's right and what's good for you, because of course that's very important. I feel like that this conflict card is very much so tied to whatever's gone down in the past here. The negative stuff that's happened that maybe needs to be released and healed. Now, maybe not for all of you and maybe not for every situation that you're dealing with, but there could be somebody where maybe you've had this conflict where there's been this hurt and this pain, but it wasn't intentional, that it wasn't abusive, that it wasn't like outright toxic, that maybe it was more so a misunderstanding. And in that case, it's important to be open to that person. Because it could be somebody that you could have a like-hearted connection with, but maybe you guys are just not like-minded. And the difference between being like-hearted and like-minded is when you're like-hearted, you both have like the same ultimate goals. You both ultimately want the same outcomes, the same things for the better good. But you may not be like-minded. And being like-minded is like you think alike. You feel everything, like the route to get there should be identical and should be the same. And maybe you guys have, two different routes to do it. It's like doing a math problem. It's like both of you are trying to get to the number 9, right? And maybe you think 3 plus 6, that's how you get 9. And the other person's arguing with you and they're like, no, it's 4 plus 5. 4 plus 5, that's what makes 9. And you're like, no, it's 3 plus 6. But neither one of you are listening to each other because you guys are like-hearted in the sense that you both agree it's number 9. It's number 9. Who cares about the route that you're getting there? Both routes are correct. 3 plus 6 does equal 9. 4 plus 5 does equal 9. They're both right. They're both correct routes because they both equal that same number. So that could be part of it there too. So be open. They could be showing you a new route that you're not even aware of. And if you're open to them, there's a higher chance that they're going to be open to you. So that may be a part of it as well. And we have manifestation, abundance. Abundance comes from making correct choices that resonate with everything the universe wants you to have. Now, this card I feel like is super cool and super fitting for Lionsgate, obviously. Now, Pile 1 also had a manifestation card, and I'm really glad that you guys have a manifestation card too, because ultimately that's kind of like one of the main goals of the Lionsgate portal is to manifest the desires of our hearts, to get aligned with what we want in the upcoming next year until the next Lionsgate that'll happen in 2024. So, if you want abundance, claim it for yourself. And one other extra little cool thing here, we're talking about Lionsgate, right? Look at that. We got the 8. We got the 8 here for Lionsgate, that infinity symbol. Very much so connected to the Lionsgate, so extra confirmation there. I love it when stuff like that comes through. All right, and our next card says, Nature, Crystals and Rocks. Listen to the wisdom shared by the crystal and rock kingdoms. And how fitting is that, you guys? Because you do have Heal and Shine, which features crystals. So between the two of these cards, I feel like it's definitely asking you to utilize your crystal collection. So if you already have a crystal collection, no matter how big, how small it is, now is a good time to really kind of set some intentions with those. It may also be a good time to go out and maybe get some new crystals, purchase some new ones, get them charged up and ready to go and include them in your ceremonies and rituals for the Lionsgate. It could be confirmation that maybe you're the kind of person who connects to spirit and manifests really well using crystals. So definitely there is a crystal connection there. Finally, you guys, your last card that I have for you is the Pegasus Oracle. And I drew a Pegasus Oracle card for each group. And I'm going to go ahead and read the definition of the card that you guys got, because typically the card itself, it doesn't really tell us a whole lot just from looking at it. So it's better to read the description from the book. And you guys got Pegasus and Chimera. Oh, and that's so interesting, you guys, because we have Lionsgate here, and what do we got? We got a lion. There's a lion on this card. Now, there's also a goat, and it looks like a serpent. So we're going to read. We're going to find out exactly what this card is all about, but I do think it's very interesting. We have a lion here, specifically for Lionsgate, obviously. So this card is number 24. So if the number 24 means anything to you, that could be of significance. Maybe it's some kind of synchronicity. But let's read about Pegasus and Chimera. You may believe that the greater the problem or suffering, the greater the effort required to overcome it. Yet spiritual grace is capable of effortlessly dissolving even the most considerable pain. Our task is not to deny our discomfort, nor to feel we spiritually failed if we have suffered. It is to have wisdom to understand when we need to grow through experience and when it is time to let our pain go. Only our soul can decide on that. Oh, you guys, that's very much like release and accept, letting go of that pain. We're already getting things aligned here. Whatever situation is causing your anxiety or stress at this time, the light-handed yet potent intervention of spirit can heal and transform it. The question to ask yourself is whether you are ready to allow that to happen. Have you learned all you can from your distress? Are you prepared to offer it up and surrender your attachment to the suffering of the situation? There is no judgment either way. Just a loving reminder that when you are ready, Spirit is here for you. And then there is a little Pegasus affirmation written after that, and it reads, Beloved Pegasus, who brings forth the resourcefulness of spirit, I call upon your loving intervention from the depths of my soul. May the suffering of all beings be alleviated through loving divine wisdom and grace. May I know and act when I am truly ready to let go, with perfect trust in your loving and immediate response of grace for the spiritual benefit of all beings. That is a beautiful reminder right there, and I feel like this card definitely aligns with everything we were talking about earlier with, releasing our baggage, letting go of things, so obviously we can usher in a newer, bigger, better, brighter time of abundance that we are trying to manifest in our lives through this Lionsgate. So that's basically what I have for you guys for your Lionsgate 2023 messages. If the message did not flow, of course, just let it go. But if it did resonate, now you know. And before we head on out of here and wrap this reading up, you guys, once again, I would just ask that you give this video a big thumbs up. That helps me out a lot. And drop me a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. If you're brand new to my channel and you thought that this was awesome and you want more, then I invite you to subscribe at this time. And also hit the notification bell so that way then you will be up to date on any of the news, any of the updates, any of the new readings that are yet to come in the future. And if you are a returning subscriber, of course, thank you so much. I appreciate you. You guys are awesome sauce. You guys are the best. I love you very, very much. And if I resonate with you as a reader, I invite you guys to check out my website, shadowandshine.com. There are all kinds of readings there available for you, designed for all different types, whether it is, a budget situation or, you're looking for something super in-depth. There's all kinds of readings there, so feel free to check those out. I would love to assist you guys on your journey on a more personal one-on-one level, and that is, of course, a great way to do so. So if you feel called to do that, head on over there and check it out. Otherwise, thank you guys for stopping on by and hanging out here with me today. I definitely appreciate you all very much. And I wish you guys a very blessed, beautiful, and abundant Lionsgate. May it be great and wonderful. I am going to spend my Lionsgate by going to go see the Barbie movie because I have not seen it yet. And I definitely want to check it out before it leaves the theaters. So that's how I'm going to be spending Lionsgate. Super excited for that. So I hope you guys have a great one. I am sending you lots of hugs and much love. Keep sparkling. Hi, Pile 3. If you chose this pink and purpley kind of crystal from Garden of the Gods, then this is going to be the reading for you for your August 8th Lionsgate 8/8 portal reading. So you guys know what you need to know to make the best of it, to make the best of your Lionsgate. All right, we're going to set this guy here and dive in. Okay. So the first oracle cards we're going to get into, don't mind me yawning, come from the Awake Inner Wisdom Oracle deck. And I thought that these cards would be great for Lionsgate because they are like awake themed, and there are so many people who have gone through an awakening within the past 3 years that it just seemed fitting. It just seemed to make sense for Lionsgate. So let's go ahead and put these guys down and see what you got. So you guys have lighthearted, be love, light as matter, and equanimity. You know what? I'm going to actually pull out the booklet for this one. Just because I'm not even really familiar with this word. We obviously have like what looks like to be some mountains there and a path like going through the mountains. I mean, when I look at equanimity, I can't, am I even saying this word right? Equanimity. I can't even say this word right. Whatever. But it's making me think equality. But let's see exactly what it says in the booklet. I have the booklet here just in case if any of these cards kind of like stumped me. And so far that hasn't happened until this very last group. So let's see. Let me find this one. Where is equanimity? Earth magic, embrace. I'm looking for the ease. Here it is, page 51. What can we learn from this card? All right. It says, you are an amazing being that is equal to the horizon. I knew it had something to do with equality. Cultivate wanderlust within your reality. The path ahead consists of harnessing courage, willpower, bravery, and determination while keeping an open heart-mind connection. Do not fear this path. Instead, be curious what you will meet at each moment. Your path to enlightenment and greatness has already been written, so follow the breadcrumbs to the next horizon line. You are equal to what lies before you. Feel your power and go forward with confidence. Even if you stumble and feel insecure from time to time, allow yourself to glide into the dawn of a new day. Ooh, that is beautiful. So, with that being said, I feel like, thankfully the vibes I was getting from this card pretty much align with what the definition of it was, but I feel like it was good to, confirm it just to make sure, simply because I was unfamiliar with the word. But this is definitely a good reminder for you guys that you are equal, is what it comes down to. And, with the mountains here and that path, it's time for a new adventure. It's time for a new adventure. It's time to get out there and it's time to explore the world. However it is that looks for you, whatever it is that means for you. But that's really exciting. Lionsgate is obviously a brand new season, a brand new time, the galactic new year. So it's time to get out there and take some risks. Have some adventure into the new galactic new year. For me personally, when I see this card, obviously I live in Colorado. There's a lot of mountains around here. So, that's where my brain kind of automatically goes. And I haven't been here that long. I just moved here in May. So, this is just like month 3, basically, of living here. But I myself have been doing a lot of this. I've been getting out and taking the dogs on hikes. I wish I could do it more often than I have been doing it, just because it's like when the weather's really, really hot, I don't take the dogs out to do that because, I don't want them to get dehydrated or for myself to get dehydrated. But when we've had some like cooler days here and there, or if I go like further out into the mountains, that's when I really get like a chance to take the dogs out on a really good hike. And that's been so much fun. And I've been enjoying those new adventures that I didn't have when I, went back home and I was living in Illinois for a period of time. They're new adventures, totally different from the 15 years I was living in LA. And I mean, yeah, you can go hiking in LA. You can go to like Runyon Canyon or whatever, but This is not like Runyon Canyon is nothing in comparison to the stuff that's out here. So, maybe it's time for you guys to take some adventures. And it doesn't necessarily have to look like going on hikes and mountains. Maybe your new adventure is starting a new hobby, starting a new activity. Maybe it's starting to exercise. Maybe it's starting your own business. Maybe it's going on a spur of the moment road trip. It could be a lot of different things. But whatever it is that this looks like to you, it's time to take those new adventures. I thought it was really funny that you guys have light as matter as well as lighthearted. And I feel like these two basically kind of go along the same vibe, that they're very much aligned. They're kind of a very similar message here. And I feel like both of these cards are reminding you guys, going into the Lionsgate, going into the astrological new year, to not take life so seriously. That maybe prior to Lionsgate, you guys have taken life a little bit too seriously. Whether that means you're very structured, or you're very grounded, you're very realistic, maybe you're the kind of person who's just like, well, I have to budget every single little teeny tiny thing, and I leave no space and no room for anything fun. Maybe you guys are a little bit more, even dare I say, on the melancholy side. Maybe you've been a little bit more on the melancholy side, where you've been so serious and so kind of like bogged down by the stresses of life that maybe you have a tendency to kind of lean or focus more so on the negative, or look at the glass half empty as opposed to half full. Maybe you're the kind of person in the past who has spent a lot of time doom scrolling. I myself have gotten stuck into that rut sometimes when I shouldn't have, where it's like late at night and I know I should be going to bed. I know I should be getting some sleep. But what do? I sit there on TikTok and I start doom scrolling. And I wind up passing by all the TikToks that talk about how horrible the economy is, and how inflation is out of control, and how people are fighting, and blah, 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 blah. And it's none of the good stuff. It's none of like the positive, happy stuff. And then it's like I just keep on scrolling because it's like that energy just, feeds itself. And it's like, oh, but I need to know more about how rents are skyrocketing. I need to know more about how wages are staying stagnant. Like, why do I need to know more of what I already know about and what I already heard about? I don't need to know that. So maybe you've been stuck in some of those ruts too. So I feel like you guys need to lighten it up. Be light as matter, light as a feather. Be a little bit more lighthearted. Now, this isn't to say that you guys should be delusional. This isn't to say that you shouldn't be grounded. This isn't to say that you should ignore reality or anything. I feel like you guys are never going to ignore reality. Like you guys very much so know that it's there. You know what's going on. But you guys need to dream a little bit more. Give yourself permission to dream. Give yourself permission to be happy. Give yourself permission to get excited about life, kind of like the perspective of a child at Christmas time, like an adult knows the reality, or like an older kid or a teenager knows the reality that like, oh, Santa is your parents, Santa's, your parents, the one who's putting the presents under the tree in the middle of the night when you're asleep. But a little kid doesn't know that. A little kid dreams and is fired up about it the entire Christmas season. They're so excited. They can't wait to go see Santa at the mall. They're shaking and rattling the Christmas presents underneath the tree. They're trying to figure out what's in there. There's all this anticipation and excitement leading up to Christmas. On Christmas Eve, they're checking out the NORAD Santa tracker to find out where he is. They're looking up into the sky. They're listening to see if they hear anything on the roof, to know if there are reindeer there or not. But they're excited. They're hopeful, is what it comes down to. And there's nothing wrong with being excited and hopeful and having the faith of like what a small child does. Whether this is about big things or little things in your life, just get excited. If it's like a small thing, like, for example, once again, I'm going to use myself here as an example, you guys. On Lionsgate, because I'm recording this prior to Lionsgate, on Lionsgate, I am planning to go see the Barbie movie. And let me tell you, I am so excited to see the Barbie movie. I wanted to wait until the crowds died down a little bit before I go see it, but I'm excited to see it. Like, I'm lighthearted about it. I'm excited for it. Like, it's a small thing. It's just a movie. But why not be excited for it? Maybe you're excited to go to a particular restaurant. Maybe you're excited to just go grab coffee that day at your favorite coffee place. Even if it's just, local Starbucks or something. It's okay. Get excited about things. Keep it light. Keep it lighthearted and energetic and full of laughter and full of love. It's okay to do those things. Give yourself that permission. And if you can give yourself that permission over the small things, then it'll grow and it'll reach to the bigger things. So then you can be lighthearted and get excited like, you know what? I am going to get that dream house, or I am going to get that dream job, or that dream car, or have that dream relationship, or whatever it is. Get excited. Get excited about life. Get excited about all the good things. Life is always going to give us plenty of reasons to be upset or to be disappointed or to look at everything that's wrong with it. But I feel like Spirit is trying to remind you with this Lionsgate to get excited about what is right in life. And the best way to do that is to be love. There's already enough hate in this world. You got people bickering and fighting about all kinds of things. But be love. And I feel like this is who you guys ultimately are on the inside. That, if you do get heavily impacted by negative news or by difficult things happening in the world or in your own world, I feel like you're heavily impacted because you guys have so much love to give on the inside of you, that you are such an empathetic, caring, loving being who is filled with that light, that's why you get the hard hits, because I feel like you guys have so much nurturing energy inside of you is what it comes down to. You have so much goodness, and don't let the world take that away from you. Don't let the world harden your heart. Don't let the world make you cynical or negative or any of those things. Someone may look at who you truly are with all this light and with all this love, and maybe they would call you foolish or naive or too sensitive, but that's okay, because you know what? It's better to be someone who is sensitive and who is full of love and care for others than someone who is cruel and harsh and doesn't give a damn. Now, this is a harder path to take because that means feeling a lot of things. But oh my gosh, if you feel all the bad things, imagine how much goodness you can feel in all those good things. So definitely, keep that heart space open, you guys. Keep that heart chakra open. Keep loving on others. Keep loving on yourself. Keep bringing that light to others. Because I feel like that's ultimately who you are and what you do, that you bring so much light and love to others around you. Even if you're feeling all the heaviness, even if you're feeling all the burdens, because I feel like you guys feel that too. And that can be hard, and that can really weigh your soul down, and it can just make you cry. Right before I recorded your guys' reading, I usually take maybe a couple minute breather between each pile. And I briefly looked at TikTok, and I saw this TikTok of a girl who was going to go pick up a dog from a shelter who was 12 years old, and he had been living in the shelter for 8 years. So he had been there since he was 4 years old. He'd spent majority of his life in the shelter, and he was finally being adopted at 12 years of age. And I just bawled. I just bawled because that was heartbreaking. Like, that was heartbreaking that he was stuck in there for so incredibly long. But it also filled my heart with joy and with love and with lightheartedness that he was finally being rescued and he was finally getting his happily ever after, even though he had such a rough road to get there. So it's things like that to remember, you guys. That's just, one example that, difficulty is like that story with that dog. Those things may really hit you in a heavy impact in life, but there's so much light and so much love and so much goodness to come out of those things at the same time. So shine that goodness. People need that. Don't ever be ashamed of that. Okay, so anyways, I'm starting to get emotional again right now just over that dog story. Okay, so anyways, I have some messages here from the Palladian Oracle as well for you guys. Typically the Lionsgate is connected to the Lyrans, obviously. I do not have Lyran Oracle cards, so we're going to go with Palladians. It's still star seeds. I'm sure that the Palladians will have some awesome messages for us. So let's see what you guys got. Okay, so we have manifestation thoughts. Choose your thoughts well, whether you believe it or not. They always create your reality. Absolutely true. And I am so glad that you guys got a manifestation card because the other two groups got manifestation cards as well. And that's kind of like a big theme when it comes to the Lionsgate, because it is a portal, because it is a new year, because it is a time to set intentions for a fresh new beginning. Most people, when they do that, they want to manifest things. They want to manifest new beginnings in their life, whether it's, healing or finances or love or whatever it is they're trying to manifest in their life. I'm very glad that you guys got one of these too. So every single group got a manifestation card. That's awesome. So for you guys, a key way of manifesting is being mindful of your thoughts, which is so true. Our thoughts do create our reality at the end of the day. So watch what you're thinking. If you're thinking about negative things, then you may see some negative stuff happen. So make sure that you're keeping it focused on the positive. Keep those thoughts lighthearted, light as matter, full of love. That's going to help you guys a lot. We are co-creators with the universe after all, and one of the ways that we manifest and create in the most powerful of ways is through our thoughts. You guys also got purpose, future self. Shine your light in all directions as you become your future self. Ooh, so you guys are stepping into the future you through this Lionsgate. It's like you are shedding a skin. You're shedding the skin of who you used to be, the old version of yourself, and you're going to be embracing this new version of yourself. And I feel like future you is also stepping into your purpose, into your true purpose, which for you guys, I feel like really involves that lighthearted love energy. So that's exciting. If you want to be a new version of yourself, now is the time to do that. This is the season for it, while this Lionsgate portal is open. So yeah, that's really exciting. So shed that skin, drop that old baggage, and it's time to embrace this new, amazing, awesome you. Oh my gosh, we have a second manifestation card. So you guys are the only group that got two. The other groups had at least one manifestation card, but you guys got a second one. So we have intuition. So you guys have been given 2 clues to how you can help manifest through this Lionsgate, through your thoughts and through your intuition. Use your intuition to call your dreams into reality. Very cool. So our intuition is getting a little bit deeper than just our thoughts. Our thoughts, we could think about anything. We could think about anything from, where we want our lives to be 5 years from now to, what we're going to have for dinner tonight. But intuition gets a little bit deeper than that. It's like that gut feeling where you just have that knowing, where you just know something. Even if you have no proof, even if you have no evidence of it, you just know. So if you just know that you know something, don't allow your negative thoughts, of course, to trip you up and to take you out of that with overthinking. Trust your intuition, because your intuition is definitely tapped into those dreams. It is tapped into what you ultimately desire. And, once again, this is the season, this is the time where we're trying to manifest the life that we want. New beginnings, better things for ourselves, the ultimate desires of our heart. And we have relationship, unconditional love. Balance your relationships by approaching them with true love, which is accepting and unconditional. And what does that measure up here with you guys? The card that you got here of Be Love. If you're being lovers, maybe this is about a lover. I don't know. I don't know where that just came from, but maybe there's someone here who this is like a romantic situation that it applies to. But, love is love regardless. So if you are being love, if you are giving love to others, then it puts you in a position to be more open and accepting to receive love from others, and you will definitely get love in return. What you put out is what you get back. So, be love. And, that could be in so many ways. Think about like your love language, for example. How do you receive love? If it helps, go out there and the way you receive love, give love like that to others. If you see somebody who looks like they're having a hard day and maybe they need a word of encouragement, give them a word of encouragement. That is an expression of love. If it could be even to a stranger, it could be the whole paying for the person behind you in the drive-thru thing. That's an act of love. So however it is that looks for you, however it is that resonates for you, but obviously love is a big part of it. The world needs a lot more love. I feel like a lot of people have forgotten what true unconditional love means. It's not, if you don't do X, Y, and Z, if you don't act like A, B, and C, if you don't think like 1, 2, and 3, it's not like that, Unconditional is just that, unconditional. That means that there are no qualifications. There's no prerequisites in order to gain that. It's just given because it's given, and that's that. And I feel like you guys are already naturally very good at that. I don't feel like that's something that's hard for you, because I do feel like you guys are probably big feelers. But also be prepared to receive that in your life, because obviously relationships very much so key here. So your relationships are probably going to be a big part of the Lionsgate portal for you. And I'm losing my voice because I've been talking so much for like the past couple of hours or however long I've been filming right now. I'm going to take a quick drink here, and then we're going to get into your last card here, which is from the Pegasus Oracle. So just hold on one second. I'm going to take a quick little drink. Okay, last and final card, the Pegasus Oracle. So for each group, I drew a card from the Pegasus Oracle, and basically with the Pegasus Oracle, I have a Pegasus Oracle book here, and we are going to go ahead and read what the definition is for your card, because just by looking at the card, it's not necessarily obvious what it means. So you guys got Pegasus and the Great Mountain. I love the synchronicities here, you guys. I'm still going to read what this card is about because I'm not 100% sure. But it says Pegasus of the Great Mountain. There are some mountains behind this Pegasus flying, obviously, here. And there's some, like, golden light shining down on it. The golden light definitely reminds me of, like, Lyran energy. But what else did you guys get? This mountain card here with the equanimity, whatever. But yeah, you guys got that mountain card here. So mountains, clearly significant here. Maybe you guys live in an area where there are a lot of mountains. Maybe that's just confirmation of that. Maybe this is for me because of Colorado. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, maybe you guys live in an area where there's mountains. Anyways, let's see about Pegasus and the Great Mountain. This is card number 23. So if the number 23 means anything to you, some kind of significance or synchronicity, take that as it is. And this is what it says about the Pegasus and the Great Mountain. There are times one must claim a sanctuary, a sacred place, within which to reconnect to the values of the soul, reorganize priorities, and clear out what is no longer necessary to the heart. To be able to receive the gifts of the light, such as blessings that wish to enter your world, one needs to have a capacity to receive. Otherwise, it is like trying to eat a feast without a mouth. Create some spaciousness within. Step away from the concerns that trouble you and enter the peaceful inner place where you can connect with the universal divine light within. In that space, all that is needed shall be given: comfort, grace, clarity, healing, insight, and more. Sometimes hard work is necessary for healing. At other times, we simply need to rest and let go, allowing Spirit to realign us. You have free will to hold on to your troubles or offer them up to a higher power that loves you unconditionally and knows how to resolve any concern. A spiritual gift is being offered to you. Your soul knows how to receive it. Allow yourself to feel worthy of grace, knowing that as you thrive, you increase your capacity to embody light, thus bringing spiritual benefit to all beings. Open your mind to a whole, healthier, happier reality to yourself. An inspired idea or piece of spiritual guidance will lead you from trouble to triumph. Rest and you shall receive. And after that, there is a little Pegasus affirmation after that. So your affirmation says, Beloved Pegasus of the Great Mountain, you support the direct connection between the spiritual and the material. You bring messages and healing based on goodness, generosity, and grace. I open myself unconditionally to the blessings of enlightened wisdom now, choosing to rest and receive for the spiritual benefit of all beings. Well, that is definitely beautiful and a lovely way to kind of wrap up and finish up this reading. That is basically what I have for you guys for your Lionsgate 8/8/2023 reading, what you need to know in order to make the best of it. If the message didn't flow, of course, just let it go. But if it did resonate, now you know. Anyway, before we wrap things up here and end this reading, I would just ask you guys, once again, if you haven't already, please give this video a thumbs up. That definitely helps me out a lot. And leave me a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. If you are a brand new person to my channel and you're checking things out here for the very first time, I invite you to subscribe to my channel and to hit the notification bell so that way then you will be up to date and in the know, and you will hear about every update as they come, whether it's a new video or anything else in between. So I definitely invite you to do that. And to anyone who is a returning subscriber, I appreciate you so much. And thank you for stopping on by. You guys are amazing, and I love you so incredibly much. Finally, if I resonate with you guys as a reader, I also invite you to check out my website, shadowandshine.com. And over there are a variety of readings available for you that you can check out. Whether you're on a budget and you need something that is, price friendly, or maybe you're looking for something that's like really in depth and you really want to kind of deep dive into stuff. The beautiful thing is there is something there for everyone. So if you're interested in a personal reading, check that on out. I would love to assist you and love to help you on your journey on a more one-on-one level. And that is a great way to do that, of course. Anyways, that's basically what I have going on for you guys. I hope you all have a wonderful, blessed, and abundant, a beautiful and amazing Lionsgate 8/8 this year. For myself, I'm actually, like I said, I'm going to be going to go see the Barbie movie for Lionsgate, so that's how I'm going to be ushering it in a very pink kind of way. So yeah, I hope you guys have a good one. I am sending you lots of hugs and much love. Keep sparkling.